Now I need y'all to just stop whatever you're doing right this very minute. Quit scrolling, quit pretending you're all right, and stop telling yourself that heaviness sitting on your chest is just stress, or tiredness, or something that'll pass in due time. My name's Michael. I'm the Archangel standing right on the edge between what your eyes can see and what your spirit knows deep down is real. And let me tell you, I ain't here by accident. There ain't no such thing as coincidence up in the kingdom of heaven. I was sent, commissioned, dispatched straight from the throne room of the Most High to find you this very moment, this very breath, because there's a decree signed over your life that you haven't yet heard spoken out loud. So listen close now and listen with every bit of your soul. The one you love ain't leaving, that person your heart aches for in the quiet of the night, the one you're already mourning, even though they're still standing right there beside you, that person ain't going nowhere. Heaven's already put its mark on it. The ink is holy and the seal unbreakable. Ain't no force in hell, no dark scheme, no whispered lie from the enemy of your soul got the power to undo what the Almighty's already decided. I know what you've been feeling. I've been right there with you in those moments you thought you were all alone. I was there when you woke up at 3 in the morning, that pit in your stomach, that nameless fear that something precious was slipping away and there was nothing you could do to hold on. I was there when you looked at the one you love and saw their eyes grow distant, their laughter grow quiet, the space between y'all stretching wider without either of you saying a word. I was there when you checked your phone hoping for a message that never came, when you replayed old conversations, trying to find that exact moment things started changing, when you lay there staring at the ceiling asking God if this love ever was real or just another beautiful thing meant to be taken away. And I'm here now to tell you all those fears you've been carrying. They're lies built by forces that don't want you to live out the fullness of what's been written for your life. The enemies studied you, watched you love deep, give generous, forgive without end. And he's found your greatest weakness, your heart, your willingness to love without holding back, to pour yourself into another soul, even when it costs you everything. And he's used that beautiful part of you against you, surrounding you with the illusion of loss. Every cold shoulder, every unanswered call, every fight that seems to come out of nowhere, every time you feel like you're reaching across an ocean just to touch someone who's standing right next to you, it's all been set up. Choreographed in the dark places, where powers and principalities plot against those who bear heaven's mark. But now I need you to know something that'll change how you see everything from here on out. What looks like distance ain't rejection. What feels like the end ain't the end. What the enemy meant for destruction, the Most High's already turning into the very thing that'll bind your hearts with a bond so strong, hell won't ever dare try to touch it again. Let me tell you what's really been going on while you cried yourself to sleep. Let me pull back that veil and show you what your natural eyes couldn't see. Up in the spirit world, there's been a war over your relationship. Not no small fight, not a little spat, but a full-on assault launched by the spirit assigned to your family line for generations. This spirit's torn marriages apart, separated parents from children, turned lovers into strangers, and planted bitterness where tenderness once grew. It's called the spirit of division, and it was sent to do to you exactly what it did to those who came before. But here's what the enemy didn't reckon on. He didn't reckon you ain't like those who came before. Didn't take into account the prayers you've prayed in secret, the tears you've poured into heaven's soil, the countless nights you refused to quit, even when quitting looked like the only sane choice. He underestimated the depth of your faith, and that mistake, it cost him everything. While he was busy crafting that illusion of separation, the Most High was quietly gathering an army of angels round your household. While the enemy whispered lies into the ear of your loved one, trying to convince them they'd be better off without you, I stood at the foot of the throne getting clear orders to step in. And those orders? Restore what the locusts have eaten, mend what the storms have broken, seal this bond with a covenant no spiritual force can undo. Right now, as you hear these words, something's changing in the air around your life. That heavy weight you've been carrying, it's starting to lift, not because I'm saying what you want to hear, but because the word of heaven holds power in the spirit realm. Every word I speak now is breaking down the enemy's plans against you. Chains are falling, walls are coming down. The fog that's clouded your loved one's mind and heart is burning away, lit by a fire that no darkness can stand. But I'll be honest with you, heaven's love ain't a love that just flatters. It's a love that tells you the truth even when it's hard to hear. Part of what you've been going through ain't just the enemy's attack. It's a divine process, a refining fire, a stripping away of everything in your relationship built on sand so what's left can be rebuilt on solid rock. The Most High's allowed some things to shake because he's jealous over the foundation of your love. He don't want you all held together by convenience, habit, or fear of being alone. He wants you bound by something sacred, intentional, rooted deep in his purpose. So when the world looks at your union, they see his fingerprints all over it. And that kind of bond takes fire, takes pressure, takes the scary feeling of nearly losing it all, so when restoration comes, you hold it with hands that'll never take it for granted again. Now I gotta share something that ties right into this battle you've been fighting. And I need you to listen close, because what I'm about to say can unlock a level of spiritual protection most folks never get to. This warfare over your relationship, your feelings, your peace, it ain't random, it works in layers. What you see on the surface, the fights, the distance, the hurt, that's just the surface. Beneath that, there are spiritual workings that have been at play for years, sometimes generations. Breaking free from those takes more than prayer. It takes knowledge. It takes special revelation of how the 7 swords of divine authority work in your life to cut every chain, close every unauthorized door, and seal every blessing God's assigned to your name. Now that right there is why this digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, the sacred guide to breaking curses, sealing blessings, and activating the calling of the chosen, came to be. This ain't just some book penned by folks alone. No, sir, this here's a guide heavy with revelation, made to put in your hands the very strategies straight from heaven to break those cycles that have been holding your kin captive for generations. You'll find the link to this digital book right at the top of the comments, in the first pinned comment. Now listen close, this message? It challenges the stories the world's comfy with. Folks have tried to hush it, to keep it from reaching those who need it most. But heaven don't bow to algorithms, and it sure don't submit to censorship. If you're seeing this message, it's 'cause God's hand led it right to your screen. So I'm asking you now, as an act of faith, a declaration that you're ready to fight for what's yours, head to the comments and type out these words: I am chosen, and I am going to download the digital book. Say it out loud in the comments, 'cause that declaration sparks something in the spiritual realm your mind ain't quite ready to grasp yet. Now let me take you a bit deeper, 'cause the revelation ain't done yet, and what comes next is going to answer questions you've been carrying longer than you realize. The one you love, the one the enemy's been trying to pull away, they're fighting a battle they ain't told you about. You see coldness and think it's rejection. You see silence and reckon it's indifference. But what you don't see is the war raging inside their mind and heart. The enemy's been attacking them too, just with a different play but the same goal. With you he throws fear. Fear of losing you, fear of being left, fear that you ain't enough. But with them he uses confusion, whispering lies that they don't know what they want, that maybe they ain't meant to be where they are, that their restlessness means they should leave instead of grow. Filling their mind with doubts about themselves, about you, about the future, then sitting back watching as that confusion puts miles between y'all. But here's what the enemy don't want neither of y'all to know. Confusion is his last card. When he leans on confusion, it means he's already lost the war and just buying time. He can't destroy what God sealed, so he's trying to keep y'all apart just long enough for one of you to make a permanent choice out of a temporary feeling. And that's why this message is reaching you today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. 'Cause heaven works on perfect timing, and the Father saw you getting close to a breaking point, a moment where pain might have made you say something you can't take back, walk away from what you're not meant to leave, or believe a lie just 'cause you're too tired to fight no more. But you ain't gonna do none of that, 'cause now you know what's really going on. Now you see the game for what it is, and a warrior who sees the enemy's plan is a warrior who's already won. Now close your eyes for a second and picture this with me. Picture the one you love standing in a dark room, shadows whispering in their ear, tugging at their thoughts, weighing heavy on their spirit. They look tired, lost, like they forgot who they are and why they're here. Now picture a light breaking through the ceiling, not a soft light, but a fierce, blinding, unstoppable light that smashes every shadow it touches. That light's the prayer you prayed last night. That light's the tear you shed when you thought no one cared. That light's the faith you refused to let die, even when everything told you it was foolish to keep believing. And in that light, here I am, sword drawn, cutting every cord of manipulation, every thread of deception, every invisible chain the enemy wrapped around the heart of the one you love. I'm setting them free, not because they earned it, not because you earned it, but because the Most High made a promise about your life and He don't break His promises. The one you love is going to come back to you with a clarity they never had before. That confusion's going to lift like morning fog under the burning sun. And when it does, they're going to look at you and see you like heaven sees you. They're going to recognize the treasure they've been holding all along and hold it tighter than ever before. But listen real close now, because this restoration ain't just about getting the person back. That'd be too small a win for a God who thinks in eternities. This restoration's about rewriting the whole story of your life. What's coming at you in this new season ain't just a fix for one relationship. It's a transformation of everything. Your finances, they're about to shift in ways you can't explain. Debts that's been strangling your peace for years, they're going to be wiped out by circumstances you didn't plan. Opportunity's going to show up at your door, not because you chased them, but because heaven redirected them right to you. That job you missed out on, that business idea that never took off, that investment you were scared to make, all of that's being looked over in heaven's courts right now, and new rulings are coming down in your favor. Your health's getting restored even as you hear these words. That pain you've been carrying, the one doctors couldn't explain, the one that flares up when you're under spiritual attack, it's being healed right at the root. The Most High ain't interested in just patching symptoms. He's cutting out the cause, and that cause, it never was just physical. It was a spiritual wound showing up in your body. As that spiritual hurt heals, your body's gonna follow. Those who laughed at you, mocked your faith, said you was wasting time believing in what you can't see. They're about to see your vindication with their own eyes. And it won't come through your words or arguments. It's gonna come through your results. Your life is about to be the proof that shuts down every critic and leaves every doubter scratching their head. Folks who walked away when you were down, they'll watch from afar as you rise to a place of influence and blessing they can't deny, and can't explain without seeing the hand of God. Now I gotta tell you something else the Spirit's showing me about you. There's a financial breakthrough that's been held up, not denied, just delayed. And that delay wasn't punishment. It was protection. If that blessing had come earlier, you wouldn't have been ready to handle it. You might have shared it with folks who didn't have your best interest at heart, or invested in things that looked good, but were traps meant to drain you. The Most High held it back because He loves you too much to give you something that'd hurt you. But that season of protection, it's ending. And the season of provision, it's just getting started. The blessings coming your way ain't just for getting by, they're for building a legacy. Now listen here, y'all. What we're talking about is building something that'll outlast your time here on this earth and bless the generations that'll carry your name long after you're gone. But before we go any further, I gotta remind you about something mighty important. What I shared about those 7 swords, it's tied right up with the breakthrough, financial and relational, that's coming your way. See, a lot of folks pray for years and don't see a lick of change, and it ain't because God's turning His back. No, sir. It's because there's spiritual locks on certain doors, and you need specific keys to open them. And those keys, they ain't found in just any old prayer or shallow faith. They come from that deep ancient knowing of how heaven's authority works. That's exactly what this digital book, The 7 Swords of Saint Michael the Archangel, the sacred guide to breaking curses, sealing blessings and activating the calling of the chosen, is all about. It was written for folks like you, on the brink of breakthrough but stuck wondering why the last wall won't fall. Now if you're serious about stepping into all that's been laid out for you, I need you to head on down to the comments and write this right now. I am chosen and I'm going to download the digital book. This ain't just words, it's a spiritual act, a signal sent straight to the courts of heaven and the angel armies watching over you, letting them know you're ready to receive. Now let me talk about that hurt you've been hiding deep down even from yourself. You're tired, not the kind of tired sleep can fix, but the kind that settles in your bones, making you wonder if you got the strength to keep on. You've been the strong one for so long, you forgot what it's like to let someone else carry the load. You're the go-to, the glue holding family together, the one showing up for others, even when nobody shows up for you. And somewhere around all that giving, you lost yourself. You forgot what makes your heart smile, what your dreams looked like before they got buried under all them duties, disappointments, and the constant fight to keep everyone else from falling apart. And the enemy? He's used that weariness like a weapon, 'Cause a tired soul is vulnerable, and a vulnerable soul's easy to convince that giving up ain't weakness, but wisdom. But I'm here to break that lie. Giving up ain't in your story. It got wiped out the minute the Most High wrote your name in the Book of the Chosen. You weren't made for surrender. You were made for a comeback so big it makes hell shake and heaven throw a party. And that comeback, it starts right now, not next month, not next year, not when things get easier. Right now, in this breath, in this moment, with this word planted deep in your spirit like a seed that's going to grow into a mighty forest. The one you love ain't just going to stay, they're going to be changed by the same fire that's burning in you. That distance you felt, that's the pain of a new birth. Something new's trying to come out of your relationship. Something stronger, deeper, truer, and more sacred than anything you've known. But birth hurts. It means pushing through when every fiber in you wants to stop. This is that moment. This is the push. And on the other side? Love so powerful it'll make you cry tears of gratitude, and you'll finally see why you had to walk through all that you did to get here. Every betrayal was preparing you. Every letdown was steering you right. Every tear was planting a seed, and now, the harvest is here. I speak over your relationship with the authority given to me by the commander of heaven's armies. I bind and cast out every spirit of division from your home, sending them to dry places where they can't harm you no more. I lift confusion off the mind of the one you love, letting clarity flood their thoughts like a dam breaking loose. I renew and restore your love, making it strong in a way no human effort can do, because it comes straight from the source of love itself. I declare impossible conversations will turn easy, walls built over years will crumble in a moment of truth, and the laughter you thought was gone will come back, filling your home and driving out all darkness. But now I need you to take a step, a simple yet mighty one. First, subscribe to this channel and turn on those notifications, because what's coming ain't just for show, it's spiritual warfare, and you gotta be ready to receive every weapon heaven sends your way. Second, share this message with just one person you know who's fighting a battle in their relationship right now. You know who I'm talking about. Their face popped in your mind just now. Send it to them, because the same decree I spoke over your love can cover theirs too. And third, grab that digital book I told you about, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel. Links pinned at the top of the comments. This book's gonna arm you with prayers, declarations, and the kind of spiritual know-how that'll keep the enemy from getting this close ever again. Go on now, write in the comments, I am chosen and I'm gonna download the digital book. Let this be the moment you drew a line in the sand and told the enemy, you ain't stealing no more blessings from my home. And now receive this not just as words on a screen, but as fire falling from heaven right onto the altar of your heart. The Most High is speaking over you. Child, I've seen every night you lay awake wondering if love was real. I've gathered every tear you cried, keeping them before my throne as proof of a faith that wouldn't quit. I've watched you love, imperfect, desperate, brave, and I never once looked away. You ain't too broken for the love I've got ready for you. You ain't too scarred, too damaged, too complicated, too much or too little for what's written in the book of your days. The one I placed beside you, it wasn't by chance. I searched this whole earth for a heart that could match yours, and I found him, and I brought you together not just for a season, but for a lifetime. What you're walking through now, it's the last chapter of the old story. The final page is being written right this minute, and on the other side, a new chapter full of so much love, so much joy, so much of my presence. You'll hardly believe it's real. But it is real, child. More real than the pain in your heart. More real than the fear. More real than every lie the enemy whispered in your darkest nights. I am the God who makes all things new, and I'm making your love new. Your heart new, your future new. Don't be afraid, don't pull back. Now don't let them old memories of past letdowns fool you into thinking this time's going to be the same. Because this time, it's different. This time,